What's up YouTube? I'm just another guy and welcome to my Parks to Premier League here with Billericay Town FC. So we're starting our second season in the Premiership and we had a solid mid-table finish last year and we're hoping to build on that this season. So we're going to jump straight into the transfers because a lot of stuff has happened over the summer. So we'll go over the outs. We had quite a few outs, bringing in 3.5 million overall, and I'll point out a couple of key players. So Stuart Ferris left on loan. We've currently brought in two new goalkeepers. Both of them are very, very good, and I'll go through that, of course, when I go through the ins. But Stuart Ferris's career at Billericay is pretty much over. You can't go from, consistent first team player for 6 years to sitting on the bench and be back up and be happy about it. And of course, I knew that, when I was signing the new first choice keeper, I pretty much had to get rid of Stuart Ferris ASAP. So that's what I did. I offered him to clubs on transfers. No one would come in for him for a respectable value, and I didn't see the point of letting him go on a free, because that was basically what was ending up going to happen. So I ended up loaning him out to Aston Villa. Hopefully have a good season there, maybe help them and get promoted or something like that. But then I expect him to come back and be sold for at least a bit of money, because he still has currently got 3 years to run on it. So I don't want him here for 3 years, or I don't want him shoved out on loan for 3 years and end up losing on a free. I wouldn't mind that in a way, as long as the club were paying his wages, but overall I'd rather just pick up some sort of money for him. Anyway, Mark van Breugel was the next key guy to leave. For 6 years at the club, like Stuart Ferris, joining in our back-to-back promotion year from League One, helping us 4 years in the Championship, and then his final year at the club, our first year in the Premiership. Overall, this guy is a very good player. I had a couple of great seasons in the Championship. Coming up to Premier League, he was alright. I mean, he was an alright player. But age 29, I couldn't offer him a new deal because I knew if I were to offer him a new deal, it'd be to 2030 like his Wall contract. It'd be a 2-3 year deal, and I can't say that he will even be near the squad in 2 to 3 years. And overall, at the end of this season, he probably wouldn't have been near the squad. So overall, it was best to get rid of him, let him go now instead of offer him a new deal where he would obviously ask for more wages because we are in the Premier League. Elsewhere, Callum Banson went on a free, backup goalkeeper. Sanchez, backup centre-back, went out for 1.4 million to Crystal Palace in the Championship. He was nothing great. Walter Diaz is a new signing. I'll go through him in a second. Then we loaned out Isik to get some first-team experience. Martin Howe went out on loan to get some first-team experience. Ishmael went out on loan as well to get some first-team experience. Mazu, we sold for 100k to Oxford. Wasn't a great player. Hasn't had a very good loan at Forest Green. In the end, I just decided to get rid of him because I knew he wasn't going to be anywhere near the standard we needed him for. So 100k, I think that's a good price really to pick up for a pretty poor player. Kevin Goetti is a new signing. We'll go through him in a bit later. Bill McDonald, we'll go through a bit later as well. He's a new signing. Silvo Barata, we'll let him go out for, sorry, I didn't quite catch that, 1.7 million. Backup left back, didn't feel we needed him anymore. Felt that the squad pretty much just made more sense to get rid of him than to keep him as a second, third choice player. So 1.7 million, happy with that. Courtney Ramsey is another backup left back. Sold him again. Same deal. Didn't need him. Didn't want him. 250k. I think that's a very nice piece of money to pick up as well. And the last really major guy to leave, Morten Larsen from Lyngby. 2 years from us. 2 relatively okay years. I mean, nothing amazing, but nothing poor. Jumping up the division relatively well, but overall, I felt we now have enough good quality left attacking mids at the side. Plus, backup is probably equal to his ability. There's no point shoving him as backup because, again, he's played first team football for the past how many odd years in his career now. If I put him at backup, he's going to complain, he's going to moan. So, send him out on loan to Derby and hopefully we can sell him next season. And then 4 youth players that never made it. So, overall, those the ins, a couple of, now moving in, we're getting rid of them players that won't cut it in the Premier League and are now starting to bring in Premier League quality as well as Premier League experience, into the side. So, the first, huge chunk of signings were free transfers, and the last 2 we spent a bit of money on and we took our time. With the money deals, we need to take our times. We can't just go jumping in, spending huge amount of money. So the first guy to come in was Patisalugu. I know I said that wrong because he doesn't really play first team football, so I don't really need to learn his name. So I signed 2 very good first choice keepers. You go on his report, you see he's there, and then Pugway is below. And both of them were very good. Impagwe is younger and has a bit more potential in him than this guy, so Impagwe is currently playing first team football. And when I initially signed this guy, I signed him down to a deal that I said, you know, you were inseparable to the club. You were going to be the main goalkeeper for the next maybe 4, 5, 6 years. But then I saw Impagwe on the free transfers. I thought, I've got to get him. He's a great player. He's got really good potential, which I'll show you, of course, a bit later on. And so now he's become backup, and he will moan at some point in the future. He hasn't done it yet, but I know he will moan in the future because, you know, he's not made an appearance. And spending 3 years as pretty much first choice keeper for Panathinaikos, it's going to be hard to go from that to backup. So I expect to sell this guy in the future, but hopefully we'll pick $1 million or 2 million up for him. Maybe January or so, whenever I decide to sell him. Next guy, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, approaching the end of his career now. A lot of them, you know, youngsters when we start the game, 18, 19-year-olds, 17-year-olds, their careers are ending and we're now becoming a pure regen save. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, a great career, you know, been at Arsenal, been at Chelsea, returned to Southampton, booted up his career again at Liverpool, you know, has a great history, you know, won a few cups as well. So that experience at the club is pretty inseparable. Can play right mid, left mid, centre mid. So overall, the positions I would play him in: centre mid, right attacking mid, left attacking mid. Just as a backup, he's not first team, and I'm paying quite a lot of wages for a player that isn't going to be first team. But the experience is one of the main things, and at least our backup now is Premier League quality, unlike last year, which was pretty much Championship quality, and you know probably wouldn't even suited the Championship first team, let alone a Premier League first team. Another guy, an experienced guy as well, Jamal Lascelles. I think that's how you say his name, Lascelles. I think so. A youngster from Nottingham Forest originally when the game starts. Again, built his career up in the Premier League. Everton to Norwich to Arsenal. Back down to Stoke, you know, as his career slowly comes to an end and ended up coming to us. I think this is a great capture though. I mean, if we go to limited defender, defend, which is what we play, all his stats are pretty much amazing. You know, he could improve his determination and headering. But, you know, he's physical, he's marking, he's tackling, his positioning is all very, very good. So, overall, I'm happy with the signing of this player. And plus, he is a Champions League winners medals to his name. So, overall, this guy is very good. You know, we have a lot of good centre-backs at this side now. Mick Mellor, I really want to point this up. I kind of want to drop him now. It feels weird, but I continue to play him and he plays well, so, you know, no need to drop him. I think that's something maybe FM need to look at. He is a bad player, Mick Mellor, and I will not lie, he is a very, very bad player. Alright, I could understand him doing it in the Championship, but in the Premier League to get a 7 point whatever rating consistently in the Premier League is a hard thing to do for many players. So for a guy, you know, not very good at it, to be pushing out the likes of this, you know, alright, this guy plays first team football, but we'll go on to another centre-back a bit later on, and he's pushing out the likes of them. It's kind of a really difficult situation to be in. Next signing, Anthony Imperial, come from Juventus' youth system, never really broke into the first team, and where he had one good season with Torino in Serie B, and then the rest, you know, coming in every now and again for Juventus. So he's come to us as a left attacking mid. This is one of the reasons we sold Morton, very good player. He's currently in a rotation / backup role behind another left attacking mid, which I will show you later. This guy I'm very happy with, very good player. Overall, showing progression in the quality of players that we can sign now. Considering this guy, like that guy is not first team player at the side. Walter Diaz, a very good striker. I signed him in, couldn't get his work permit, so you know what, I've done the trick. If you don't know about the trick, you get a feeder club, affiliated club, which I will currently show you that I have. Affiliated club of AIST, and you make the reason to avoid work permit, or there's a work permit option. And what you do is when you're signing the players, if they don't get their work permit, you can still sign them. Like Walter Diaz here. You loan them out there to Ace, and when they're out there, you know, at some point you try and offer them a new deal. They get that new deal whilst they're out on loan in Belgium, and when they come back, they've got their work permit. So that's a way to get around that. So that's what he's currently doing out on loan. So hopefully next season, he can come in and do well for us. Next guy, Craig Williams. An amazing player, has some mind-blowingly good stats. A bit of a set-piece master, you know, penalty taking, free kick taking, and corners are very nice. But as well with that, he's got great technique, passing, influence, creativity, decisions, composure. You know, he's a very, very good centre-attacking mid. Shame we don't play centre-attacking mid, so currently he's being trained to play centre mid. Plus, he's a decent backup right attacking mid as well. You know, his pace is all right. So this guy is a very, very good signing, former England under-21 international. You know, coming from Newcastle, didn't really break into the side there, but overall, this guy, I think, has a great future ahead of him. His report is suggesting he's pretty much done with, he's developing, but for a guy, I think that's wrong. As a centre mid, I think he's amazing, and an advanced player maker support, which is what he'll be playing, he is a very, very good player. Bill McDonald is currently out on loan. I pointed this out earlier. Left attacking mid with a bit of potential in him. He would be third choice here, so I'd rather he go out on loan to get experience. So that's exactly what I'm doing. He's currently playing for Celtic in the SPL. Mpagwe is the keeper I was talking about earlier. An amazing keeper. Coming from Real Madrid youth system, a few of our signings this season have come from Real Madrid youth system. Failed to really break into the side, play for their B team last year. So I'm asking a lot for him to step up into the Premier League, but his potential is a leading Premier League goalkeeper. And I got a new assistant manager. I can show you that in a second as well. He'll show you his stats. So I really do trust this guy when it comes to telling me about his reports and things. An amazing goalkeeper here for the future. So hopefully we can develop him. He's 20. He can easily get 10 years out of this guy. Great signing for a free transfer there. Francisco Xavier, another Real Madrid youth system player. Played for their B team for 2 years. Very well for their B team. He's currently coming to the side a bit. I've played him in a bit of rotation because of how many good centre-backs we have at the side. He's done very well when he's played, so I'm really looking forward to this guy. His report as well, leading Premiership centre-back, Great report, great player. Looking forward to seeing how he develops. Jonathan Romero, another Real Madrid youth player. This time been there a bit longer, been there since a very young age. Played for their B team last year. Again, a very good B team player. He's asking a lot to step up to the Premier League. He's currently not taking it too well, which is why Imperial has played quite a few games. But he's got some very, very nice stats on him, this guy. Again, set pieces are very good, free kick and corners. But his potential is leading Premiership left attacking mid. This is why I'm playing him instead of Imperial. Just because he's got that potential. I'm hoping, the bad run of form is just maybe adapting to a new country, but overall I've got big future ahead of this guy. Hopefully he can have it here with us at Billericay. And Kevin Guetti, young American striker, got potential ahead of him. Really I wanted to loan him out to an English side, but he didn't get a work permit, so I ended up loaning him out to Aced. So, hopefully he can come back with a work permit and we can get him loaned out to some English sides. So those are all the free transfers in. Then we spent some money. We decided to splash the cash. Sorry, not cash. Whatever I said. Alex Nelson, 7.75 million, a huge transfer fee, but a player I think could be worth it. He's 25. He's in the prime of his career. He did cost 8 million last year for Stoke, so we've got him on a bit of a deal. He's playing very well for us as a left back, so hopefully we can get a few years out of him, considering the sizable fund we had to pay for him. But he's valued at 10 million, so maybe, a couple of years with us, because his report is only a good Premier League goalkeeper. A couple of years with us, we get a left back in who's slightly better, and then we sell this guy on for a bit more money. So that's the idea behind Alex Nelson. And then Jefferson is hopefully a very good player for us. Will be a very good player for us in the future. Technically, I would say he's gifted. He's not considered a wonder kid. I wondered if he was. But technically he's gifted. He's very, very gifted there. Finishing is already built into him. We get that composure up a little. We work on all these stats which will come with age and getting first team football. This guy could be a very good player in the future. Currently he's third choice, striker, Demyanenkov is ahead of him, of course. Then Lucas. Lowe's, it says he's third, but I'd prefer to play Jefferson. Daniel Lowe's is now really coming to the end of his career. His report isn't doing too great, so I'll look to sell him soon. But Jefferson, great player, 6 million from International. Very, very good. He'll be playing every now and again in the league and cups this season. Looking forward to seeing how he develops, and I gave him number 7 because I do rate him highly, and I think he'll have a great career ahead of him. So those are all the transfers ins and outs. Really, I think the squad has strengthened magnificently. A few, Real Madrid youth players coming in. Couples that maybe teams that decided, didn't make it. I didn't actually show you Bill McDonald coming from Manchester United youth system. A couple people who maybe didn't make it at their first club or first Premier League club, or maybe even approaching the end of their careers, like the Oxlade-Chamberlain and Lascelles of our team. But I've given them a chance. They're all great players with great ability in them. And where's that put us in the league? It's put us 9th. We're still trying to gel the team together, a lot of ins, quite a few outs. The core of the squad is changing slightly now. It's moving from the likes of Will Bristol, Mick Miller, Andreas Pereira, and moving away from them and more into the future of Billericay. And that's a good thing. That is not a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. But so far I've played 9 games, so a game more than a few of them around us. We've won 4, drawn 1, and lost 4. Scored 10 and conceded 13. So we've conceded quite a few goals, but haven't scored enough to my liking. Look around us, we've scored the least. Really, we're going to want to try and improve that. But 13 points, sitting in 9th, drawn level with 8th, Swansea. Solid start to the season, and it gives us a good base to build on. And if you even look, we've had a good start to the season, nothing terrible. We didn't lose our first 3 or 4 games and have to build our way up. We've actually started quite nicely, and we were up in second after 2 games, which is nice. I mean, maybe the last time we're there for a very, very long time, but at least we got to that second place. So we jump to the fixtures now. We'll have a look how the season actually gone. So we had a pre-season tour of America, decided to go there. We have quite a big following there or something like that, or got offered to us. But the money's in America when it comes to selling merchandising, so that's why I went to try and build up some funds. And we went to China, try again, build our name in China and get ourselves funds and big sales and things like that. We started the Premier League season off to a tough away game against Tottenham, and our ancient striker now, Will Bristol, very, very old, 31 years of age. I doubt he'll make many appearances for us. I do consider him fourth choice striker. His right attacking mid ability is slowly going because I haven't played him there a lot, but I can still shove him in, I feel, and he'll do a good performance. He's only played once for us this season. In the first game of the season, coming on for Yanis Lucas, 89th minute, scored the goal. Beautiful way to start the season, playing well against playing well against Tottenham again. Is very good to see. I'm happy with that as well. Last year we were getting dominated by the likes of Tottenham, and this year, great run down the left by Asa. Will Bristol slots it home. Nice to be a top team to start off the season, and it's a good way to build on, and that's what we did. We built on that. We ended up beating Everton 2-1 with a Lascelles scoring his first ever goal for Billericay before they did equalise, and the Yanis Lucas 48th minute goal just after half time ended up proving to be the decisive goal. We'll have a look at, of course that's going to be a set piece. We'll have a look at the winning goal, Lucas's goal, in a very, very nice result for us. Again, Everton aren't the best team as good as Tottenham, now in the game. This is our stadium, by the way. Nice little stadium, good to come back to. First starts of the season with our new stadium. And yeah, Everton aren't the team they are in real life, but still nice to beat, the big names in real life like Tottenham and Everton to start off the season. Capital One Cup, we were held to a 0-0 draw against Middlesbrough. In the end, a penalty shootout came to our rescue. Lucas, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Menzo, Piera, and Los getting us the goals. We did play a weaker team. You could tell by the people who took the penalty as well. Will Bristol started, Imperial, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain got a start in the team, Menzo, Lewis, Brian Donald got in the teams. We did rotate the squad up. We even played our third choice keeper, Edgar Conte. So overall, it showed that cups aren't my main priority right now. I'm hoping to try and get into Europe in the league. If not, if we get knocked out of the cup, oh well. And we actually did, but I'll go into that in a second, of course. Then lost to Liverpool 4-2 at Anfield. Cass Peters, an amazing player. Look at his stats right now. An absolutely mind-blowingly good player. I feel he could play on the left or striker and would be amazing. Shame about his dribbling, but overall we just couldn't stop him. A beast. Scored a hat-trick against us. 3rd minute, 46th minute, 49th minute. 3 minutes of how long we're apart for his second and third goal, and we just couldn't stop that. We did well 1-1 at half-time, so at half-time I thought we were confident we could get a result here, but in the second half it just all fell apart really. But you can't be too disappointed not winning against the likes of Liverpool. You have to sort of move on from them fixtures as quick as you can. And that's what we did. We won 2-0 next against Blackburn. I don't know why I was going to say Birmingham. Blackburn. Anthony Imperial scoring us the first goal of the game. We'll have a look at both of these goals. And, Demianenkov scoring in injury time of the first half ended up providing us with a comfortable cushion that we could sit on for the rest of the game. And we held out. So, again, Blackburn are a good team to beat. Happy to beat them. Sorry about the interruption, but you saw Imperial goal there, and we just look at Demianenko's, that gave us the cushion at the end of the game. Pretty self-made goal by the looks of it, yep. Trying to just find that gap, find that opening, in the end he does, turns beautifully on his marker and scores. So a dominant performance against Blackburn, giving us quite a comfortable victory and a nice 3 points at home. Then we hold Manchester United, it's the first time Manchester United have come to Billericay Stadium since we beat them in the League Cup. And Anthony Imperial got himself sent off after 22 minutes. Okay, we were 1-0 down at this time, but that doesn't help towards the cause. Really disappointed with that, I felt we could have maybe put up a good fight and maybe even tried to nick a draw against United. Had we had 11 men on the field, but sadly, the sending off. Alright, like I said, they were 1-0 up, but they didn't score for the rest of the game on very good display by our defence here. You know, Mick Miller, Francisco Javier, Alex Nelson, and Manu Sanchez putting in a great performance there, and including Andre Bruno. You know, again 8.5 rating as the ball-winning midfielder, clearly helped the defence as much as he could. Being a natural centre back as it is, you know, it's going to be an easier job to try and, you know, be a midfielder. You know, finding that. Finding where the ball's going to go, you know, intercepting, tackling, things like that are just easier as a centre back, playing in that role. And at the end of the day, you know, I do believe a different day, maybe we could have got 1-1, maybe we could have held out for a 0-0. So, you know, like I say, you can't beat every team, you can't beat the teams like Man U and Liverpool all the time. But that was, but it was disappointing then to go on from that game and lose 3-2 against Aston Villa. You know, they took the lead early on, twice, scoring before half time. For Justin Hildebrand really come out in the second half and showed what he could do as well. He hadn't really played amazingly since coming up to the Premier League, but put on a great display as a sub, pretty much a super sub, 75th minute, 78th minute, put us right back in the game. But then Villa showed their dominance as they'd done in normal time, ended up scoring in the 117th minute and made us lose to them. So we did loan Stuart Ferris out to Aston Villa, but he didn't play in this cup game. You know, did he? No, he didn't. Wait, where was he then? Did he not even... I'm not making that up, he did. Yeah, he just didn't play in that game. Oh yeah, because you can't, we're on loan from the squad, what am I on about? But yeah, so in the end, Villa coming out to beat us in extra time. Disappointing, I would have liked to have qualified for the next round of the Cup, but oh well. Again, you move on from that, you can't change it now. Sorry about the interruption yet again, that's why there will be two cuts in this anyway, if you didn't notice. But anyway, 1-1, we drew to Burnley to follow up our being knocked out of the Capital One Cup. And Burnley, not the aggressive team, so really we should be picking up all 3 points against them, I would say, at Turf Moor. Although they put up a good display, they had more of the ball. We did create more chances, we didn't take them. The likes of Isaac Esser, just not playing well enough. And that's why, you know, Yanis Lucas ended up going out on the right. But goal for Jonathan Romero, you know, his first goals for Billericay, and ended up earning us a point at the end of the day. So at least we're not losing. I mean, we've still got to be in that mindset. Every game we don't lose is a result, because we're not the best team in the league. We're still expected to pretty much get relegated. So any time we draw a game away from home is a magnificent result. Any game we win is an added bonus. We faced Manchester City, you know, the second time in a space of a month that we faced the Manchester United side, and we lost 4-0 to them. They put on a much better display than Manchester United did. And another heavy defeat at City Stadium, but pretty inevitable at the end of the day. I mean, they're an amazing team. Ended up going with pretty experienced centre-backs of Mick Miller and Laskelly, which for some reason decided to change me. At the end of the day, they just couldn't hold the beast Akbultu, an amazing player, 24 years of age now. He'll be approaching his prime, or he's pretty much in it. And, you know, 61 caps, Turkey, 38 goals, an amazing physical, technical, mental. Just, he's the kind of player you can only see at, you know, top world-class sides, and that's what City are in this game, a top world-class side. And it was pretty hard to stop them with a team as we are, with a budget and we are. In fact, we probably couldn't afford. What is our current wage budget? 588k. He at Man City alone is on 185k. So he would be half of our wage bill if we were to even be able to afford his value, let alone offer him the wage he'd probably want, which would be somewhere around 200k. So, just amazing player, ended up beating us on that day. We bounced back though, beating Cardiff 2-0, Alex Nelson getting his first goal for the club, and Yanis Lucas getting us the second, and again providing us a cushion before half time that we could sit back on for the rest of the game. And that's pretty much what we did. We'll have a look at Alex Nelson's first goal for the club after his £7.75 million move from Stoke. He manages to get a goal against Cardiff and help us earn all 3 points at Billericay Stadium once again. I mean, it's quite rare left back score for me anyway. You know, he finds himself for some reason at the edge of the box. You know, as a left back, you should either be out on the wing or back further on the pitch. So good to see him scoring there at least. And to finish up this review, we lost 2-0 to Reading. Disappointing result. Reading aren't a bad team in this game, surprisingly, but they're not a team I'd expect to lose, you know, 2-0 against. Should have kept it tighter, should have played a lot better. Striker-wise, you know, our strikers showing a bit of inconsistency this season. Our defence was doing it last year. At least our defence are playing a lot better. A shame our attack, like I say, even looking at the league table, our strike force are just not playing up to the standard they possibly could. And those are all the updates right now. We're going to have a look at the awards that have been handed out so far in the season. Of course, Footballer of the Year can't be had out. But Goal of the Month, we didn't get anywhere in that in the first 2 months. Player of the Month, we didn't get anywhere in that. You know, a couple of the great players beating ours, as I would expect. And the Young Player of the Month, did we get anywhere in that? We have quite a young squad. No, we didn't get anywhere in that. But let's check out our salary per annum. You know, how is it comparing this season? So this season, oh sorry, that's the net transfer spend. Salary per annum. So say this season we're 10th. How did we jump up that high? This season we're 18th in our salary per annum. You know, beating Cardiff and Burnley, newly promoted boys. We should be beating them. But still one of the lowest in the league. You know, 13.11 million in comparison to 145 million. Who did we beat? We beat Tottenham. Tottenham are currently spending double our wage bill, and to beat them, great character by the side there. Anything I can look at? We'll have a look at our staff. I didn't actually show you the staff ins and outs. I was meant to show you that. We'll have a look at that. I know the first episodes on these 4 updates are quite long, but that's because most of our transfers and actions happen in the first part. Staff in and out didn't have any. Sorry, this was last season. I completely forgot to show you last year's. Last year we brought in a load of scouts. I will go on and you can check out his key stats. You know, as a scout, judging players' ability and potential, you can see out on the right. It's the GU, D and GPT. Nick Billy Nelson had been a scout I'd been looking at for years. Managed to finally get him when we got to the Premier League. Ex-Newcastle United player, sorry there. Nathan McDonald, I don't know what his club he's from. Mark Kennedy, we signed as a coach from Wolves. Jean Pablo Kazuo, no idea who he is, but great goalkeeper coach. David Zutuza coming in as under-18 fitness coach, and Zago Toure, also improving our scouting knowledge of Senegal at the same time. Dominic Taylor coming as a physio, Toptis, I don't know how you say that, but he coming as our under-18 physio. Papi Cisse coming to the side as an attacking coach and technical coach. I don't know which one I've currently got him on, you know, but he's a very good coach. He is currently on shooting, an amazing shooting coach. Robson Kanu. Oh, sorry, I meant to go into that. Robson Kanu, an amazing under-18s coach. He's currently doing attacking and shooting as that as well. Ali Fasolini come in as our head physio. Sorry, I was going to say under-18s because of the one below. Clint Easton come in as our under-18s coach. I swear this guy was ex-England. I always think that. No, he wasn't. I thought he was ex-England. Even when I signed him, I don't know why. Maybe it's just the connection I make with my head. And we ended up bringing in a new assistant manager. We got rid of Richard Howe. I'm not sure if I pointed this out when we signed him. He was a ex-Billericay player. I didn't actually notice this until we went. This is bizarre. At the time of playing this, I completely forgot that Richard Howe was an ex-Billericay player. So for the second time, I decided he wasn't good enough for the side, and we released him as our assistant manager. He's currently assistant manager at Stoke. He is an amazing assistant manager, coaching-wise. But I like to look for the mental stats. And Daniel Swab come in, a very good assistant manager, 39 years of age as well. How old are we in this game? Must be around that age as well. 40 years of age, so you know, very similar age. Yeah, can still develop as a coach as well. I'm not sure many people know this, but coaches do have, you know, potential they can grow into, as well as players like that. Exactly the same thing. So, very good coaching. You know, our coaching has definitely improved, and our staff has improved. Financially, we're doing very good as well. We're projected to get 17 million, sorry, by the end of the season. We're expected to gain. Really need new sponsorship deals. I'm disappointed they got such long sponsorship deals when we were on the edge of getting promoted from the Championship. So really, in comparison, our sponsorships are near nothing compared to the rest of the league. And I wonder if there's actually a way to look at that. I doubt there would be. No, lowest average attendance. I expect that. No, there isn't a way to look at that. Which is maybe it's on. Sorry, not that. England, no, finance, richest club, media management awards, no, wait, maybe, no, there isn't, sadly, but yeah, we've got the lowest sponsorship deals, and that's not great for finances, of course. Here's the tactic we're using. We're still using our counter, you know, we're still using press more aggressive man marking and the shout Stoke, which is, if you don't remember, get stuck in and hassle the opponent. And overall, I think this is it for what we can do so far in this update. You know, nothing has really changed. in terms of like backroom and stuff like that. On the field, our squad has changed quite drastically. Any clauses, any major clauses? A couple in. Of course, when I'm selling them players, I am getting some monthly installments still, and there's sell-on fees and stuff like that. Like Courtney Ramsey's was sell-on, had monthly installments. So did Sanchez. To me, it was rather just bringing the money, for a lot of signings and just get less and get it all up front. There are, of course, a couple of clauses. When Jefferson makes 18 league appearances for the side, he'll get $1 million. When he makes 28 league appearances, they'll get $100K per game he plays, and we owe him a certain amount of money over the next 4 years. Sell-on fee for Cressinger, and Alex Nelson will get 119K per month for the next 4 years. So I do spend my money over the 48 months, but we do have the money up front. Although technically when I go into the finances, it's not all there. That's why I do it over 48 months. I do know there is a risk, you're paying out too much and you can bring in. But for me, if I spent it all up front, our balance would be near nothing. So by spending it monthly, we're not doing too bad. I mean, last year our net transfer spent was 2 million. This season it's already at 2 million, and our profit loss is at 11 million. But I'm expecting that to maybe jump up a bit. I know last month we lost 1 million. This month we're doing a bit better there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, I've rambled on a bit near the end. But until next time, guys, until our next 9-10 game update, peace out.